I said, no, I'm going to be a dancer.
Well, the only problem with dancing, Essie, is that it takes so much time. You've been rehearsing for so long.
Well, only 8 years, Mother. I mean, you started writing plays about 8 years ago, didn't you? We started practically at the same time.
Yes, I know, but you can't count the first 2 years because I was learning how to type.
I think that candy's hardening up now, Miss Essie.
Oh, thanks, Reba. I'll go get some. I want Mother to try it.
Did you finish that second act, Miss Sycamore?
Oh, no. I've got Cynthia entering the monastery.
The monastery? I thought she was over at the Kit Kat Club, wasn't she?
Oh, yes, but she got tired of the Kit Kat Club, so there was this monastery, and so she just went there.
And they let her in.
Yes, I made it Visitor's Day. There, why anybody could come.
Oh.
Yeah, so she went on Visitor's Day, and then she just stayed.
You mean she stays all night?
Oh, no, she stays for 6 years.
6 years? Oh, my. I bet she just busts that monastery wide open.
6 years later.
Mr. DePinna?
Yeah?
Mr. DePinna, will you bring up one of those new rockets, please? I want to show them to Mrs. Sycamore.
Sure.
Look, Penny. Look at these little firecrackers we just made. We can sell them 10 strings for a cent.
Ooh,
Listen. Nice, huh?
yes. Yes, dear. Oh, Paul, were you ever in a monastery?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Wait till you see the new rockets. Gold stars and blue stars, and then bombs, and then a balloon. Mr. DePinna thought of the balloon.
Oh, was that what you did all day, dear?
Sure, here we are. Look, Penny.
Oh.
Cost us 18 cents to make it. We can sell it for 50. How many do you think we can make by the 4th of July, Mr. DePinna?
Well, we still got 2 weeks left. What day are you going to take them up to Mount Vernon?
About a week. You know, we're going to need a bigger booth this year. Got a lot of stuff made up. Come on. We're not through yet.
Look, Mr. Sycamore, I'm afraid that the powder chamber is a little too close to the balloon.
But we got the stars and the bombs in between.
But a balloon needs plenty of time, and that don't give it plenty of time.
Come on. Let's go down and try it.
All right.
Oh, Mr. DePenna, if a girl you loved entered a monastery, what would you do?
Oh. Well, I don't know, Miss Sycamore. It's been a long time.
Oh,
Is Miss Alice going to be home for dinner tonight, Miss Sycamore?
oh, I don't know. Reba, she didn't say.
Well, I'll go ahead and set a place for her. You know, she's only been here one night this whole week.
I know.
And Miss Essie, she sure is making some mighty good candy in there. She's doing something new with them cocoa nuts.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Let's see, we got 6, plus we got Mr. Colencaw and Mr. DePinna, so that makes 8, don't it? Yeah, I'll go ahead and set for 8.
You know, Reba, I think I'm going to go away from this play for a while and go back to the war play.
Oh, I always like that one. The war play. Boom, boom.
Oh, they'll be better when they're harder, Mother, but try one. I'd like to know what you think.
Ooh, they're lovely. What are they?
Well, I think I'll call them Love Dreams.
Well, they're very nice. You know, Essie, I'm going back to the war play. What do you think?
Oh, are you, Mother?
Mm-hmm. I sort of got myself stuck in a monastery and I can't get out.
Oh, that's okay, Mother. It'll come to you. Remember when you got yourself out of that brothel? Snakes look hungry. Did Reba feed them?
Oh, I don't know. Reba, did you feed the snakes?
No, Donald's coming and he always brings flies with him.
Okay, well, make sure they get fed before Nana gets home. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
see how fussy she is about them.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
you better take Groucho and Harpo back to the kitchen when you go.
Oh.
Mr. DePinna was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
I'll have a love dream.
Hello, Father. Try a love dream.
No thanks, I gotta wash.
Oh, Paul, I'm going back to the war play.
Oh, that's nice. We're gonna put red stars after the bomb, and then the balloon. That ought to do it.
Oh,
You know, Mr. Kolenkopf says I'm his most promising pupil.
You know, with 40 monks and one girl, you'd think something would happen.
Essie! Hey, Essie! Listen to this.
Whew. Are you gonna play it? Well, look at this new move I have.
Oh, that's nice.
I made those new candies this afternoon. You can take them around later.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, that's nice. Did you write that, Ed?
Nah, Beethoven.
Well, it's got a lot of you in it.
All right. Now, this is me. What was that?
Great. Will you remember it when Kolenkopf comes?
All right.
Hey, Ed, dear, why don't you and Essie have a baby? I was just thinking about that the other day.
Oh, I don't know. We could have one if you wanted us to. How about it, Essie? Do you want to have a baby?
Oh, I don't care. I'm willing if Nana is.
Oh, well, let's ask her.
The labor play, religious play. Oh, look, the sex play. You know, my workplace around here somewhere.
Well, I was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Hey, Mr. DePenna. Anything you want me to print for you today? How about some more of those calling cards?
No thanks. I still have the first 1,000.
Oh, well, call on somebody, will ya?
All right.
What do we got for dinner, Reba? I'm ready to print the menu.
Let's see, we're gonna have some corn flakes and some watermelon. And of course, Miss Essie's candies. And some kind of meat, I forget what that is.
I think I'll set it up with bold-faced Cheltenham tonight. You know, if I'm gonna take those new candies around tonight, I better print up some descriptive matter after dinner.
You know, Ed, does anybody read those things, you think? You know, the ones you put in the candy and all? Oh, look, here it is. The war play. Poison gas.
Oh,
Oh, I bet that's Donald. Oh, do you see Reba smile?
Boyfriend,
Yeah, they're just so cute.
Oh, evening, everybody.
Ethan and Donald, how you been?
I'm pretty good, Mr. Ed. How you been, Mrs. Sycamore?
Oh, mighty fine, Donald. Oh, Donald, were you ever in a monastery?
No, I don't go no place much. I'm on relief.
Oh, yes.
Reba, here's the flies. I caught a big mess of them today.
oh my, you sure did. I'll put it right up here.
I see you've been working, Miss Sycamore.
Oh, yes, Donald.
How's now?
Oh, she's good. She's been to the Columbia with the commencement ceremonies. Yeah. Those rules, they just roll around, don't
That's
they?
right. My, they certainly do. Roll around quick.
E-A-T. And what should you go there for all the time, Penny?
Oh, I have no idea, but it's mighty, convenient right around the corner.
Oh, Donald. Mr. DePenn and I are going to take the fireworks up to Mount Vernon next week. Do you think you could give us a hand?
Yes, sir, but I can't take no money for it this year because if the government find out I'm working, they'll be sore.
Hey, Ed. I had a wonderful idea in the bathroom just now. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I left it in there.
Who was it?
You know, Trotsky, the Russian Revolution.
Oh.
Anyhow, it struck me that it was a great fireworks idea. A full hour's display. Do you remember the Pirates of Penzance?
Oh, yes, it was beautiful. All those guys in tights.
Well,
But you know what else? We met at Palisades Park, which was right next to that show. Don't you remember, Paul?
yes, I do.
You know, I think you're rather brilliant.
Thank you.
That's very nice, dear.
So, for the fireworks, is the red fire gonna be the flag?
Yes, and the Tsar and the Cossacks.
And the freeing of the slaves?
No, no, Donald, the Russian Revolution. Hello, Nana.
Oh, well, sir, you should have been there. That's all I can say. You should have been there.
Oh, was it a nice commencement, Nana?
Wonderful. They get better every year. Oh, you're so lucky you're snakes.
Big class this year, Nana? How many graduated?
About 2 acres. Everybody graduated. And much funnier speeches than they had last year.
Now, you want to listen to a good speech, you need to go up and hear Father Divine.
Well, I'll wait. They'll have him at Columbia.
Hey, Donald, will you go and tell Reba that it's time for dinner? Nana's home, and we won't wait for Miss Alice, okay?
We made a new skyrocket
And a
today.
song we can have
Wait
dinner.
till you see it.
Evening, Nana.
Oh, evening, Mr. DePena.
Didn't we make a fine rocket today, Mr. DePena?
We certainly did.
Wonder why they don't have fireworks at commencements.
Oh, they don't make enough noise. Now, you take a good commencement orator, and he will make much more noise than what they have fireworks. I mean, he can sound out a carload of fireworks, and sound is good too.
Don't the graduates ever get to say anything, Nana?
Oh, no. They just sit there in their caps and nightgowns and get their diplomas, and then about 40 years later, they go, "Where am I?"
Hello, Nana. Have a nice day.
Oh, hello, have a nice day. Don't I get a kiss?
Oh, I'm
Oh, and I'll take a tomato too. Oh, you know, I could have used some of these this afternoon.
No thanks.
Tomato, Mother?
Huh? No, thank you, dear.
Play something, Ed.
All right.
Say, Nana, did you get that letter that came for you today?
A letter for me? I don't know anybody.
Oh, well, it was for you. It had your name right on it.
Well, that's funny. Where is it?
Mother, there's that letter that came for Nana.
Huh?
The letter that came for Nana. Where is it?
Oh, the last time I saw it, the fish were sitting on it.
Oh,
Who is it from? Did you notice?
it said right on the front.
Well, who was it?
Oh, United States government.
Really? Wonder what they wanted.
Well, there was a couple of them actually from the same people.
Oh. Well, if there are any more come, please give them to me.
I will.
Tomorrow I think I'll go out Westchester and do a little snake hunting.
God is the state. The state is God.
What's that?
God is the state. The state is God.
Who says that?
Trotsky.
Oh, well, now that's all right. I thought you said that.
Yeah, it's written too. Short and sweet.
And so the beautiful princess enters the palace and kisses her mother, her father, and her grandmother.
Hello, darling.
And what do you know? They turn into the Sycamore family.
Alice, it's beautiful.
Oh, do you like it?
Oh, it's so nice and summery.
Oh, yes, well, I just went on a walk to my lunch break today and found it.
You've been taking a lot of walks lately. That's the second new dress this week.
Well, I just like to brighten up the office out every now and then. I'm known as the K. Francis of Kirby and Company. So, what's new around here in the way of ballets and stamps and plays? Oh, and I bet you've been down in that cellar all day.
Huh?
Oh, I'm going back to the war play, Alice.
Oh, really?
Hey, Ed, play Alice that Beethoven thing you wrote.
Did you know that you can mail a letter all the way from Nicaragua for 2 pesetos?
Really?
Oh, Kenneth, my virginity is something so
young gentleman calling for me.
Who is it?
Well, I tried to stop him from coming here, but he's calling for me.
Oh, well, why don't the two of you just stay for dinner?
Oh no, I want him to take you in easy doses. I've tried to prepare him a little, but please don't make it any worse than you can help it. So Mother, please don't read him any plays, and Nana, don't let any snakes bite him because, well, I like him. Oh, and Essie, I wouldn't dance for him because we're going to see the Monte Carlo Ballet tonight.
Can't do anything. Who is he? President of the United States?
Vice President of Kirby and Company,
Oh.
Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.,
The boss's son?
the boss's son, just like in the movies.
Wow.
That explains your new dresses.
And not being home to dinner for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, well, are you gonna marry him?
Oh yes, tonight. I just need to put on my wedding dress.
Is he good looking?
Yes, in a word. Oh, what time is it? Does anyone know?
Oh, I don't know.
Mr. DePina might know.
It's about 5 o'clock a couple hours ago.
I should have known better than to ask you people. Oh, Mother, will you let me know the minute he arrives?
Yes, dear, I will.
Okay, but I mean the minute he arrives.
Of course, dear.
Okay, well, be sure.
Well, what do you think of that?
Sounds like she really likes him.
Yes.
I'd say so.
What would you think if they got married right here in this room? Wouldn't it be nice?
Now, wait a minute, Penny. This is the first time he's ever called for the girl.
Yes, but you only called for me once.
Young people are different nowadays.
Oh, I don't know. Look at Ed and me. I mean, he came for dinner once and just stayed.
Well, I think it's wonderful. Maybe he's the one that's been asking her out every night of the week. Could you imagine? Oh, I bet that's him. Hey, Reba, don't worry about the door. I'll get it. And everybody remember what Alice said, okay? Be nice to him.
Let's get a look at him.
Oh, well, hello. Welcome to our little home.
How do you do?
Oh, wonderful. My name is Mrs. Sycamore. Will you come right this way? Come right on in. This is Mr. Sycamore, Alice's father, and Nana, her grandmother, and Essie, her sister, and Ed Carmichael, her husband. And I think you've just met everybody. So why don't you give me your hat and just make yourself at home?
I'm afraid you must be making a mistake.
How so?
My card.
Oh, yeah, a card. Wilbur C. Henderson, Internal Revenue Service.
That's right.
And what can we do for you, Mr. Henderson?
Does Mr. Martin Vanderhoff live here?
Oh, yes, sir, that's me.
Mrs. Vanderhoff. The government would like to talk to you about a little matter of income tax.
Income tax.
Yeah, you might.
Oh, you
If I,
can go right ahead, make yourself comfortable.
Thank
Is that
you.
Mr. Kirby, Mother?
Oh, no, dear. It's the internal something or other. Excuse me.
Mr. Sycamore,
What is it?
these things won't go off.
Not
Look.
here. Not
Oh.
And now, Mrs. Vanderhoff, we've written you several letters about this matter, and we haven't had any reply.
Oh, that's what those letters must have been about. Yeah.
Now, according to our records, you've never paid an income tax.
That's right.
Why not?
I don't believe in it.
Well, you own property, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And you receive a yearly income from it
I do.
of between $3,000 and $4,000.
About that.
And you've been receiving it for years.
Yeah, since 1901, if you want to know the exact date.
Well, the government is only concerned with 1914 on. That's when the income tax started.
Well,
Well, it seems that you owe the government 24 years of back income tax.
Now, wait a minute. You can't go back that far. That's outlawed.
What's your name?
Well, what difference does that make?
Ever file an income tax return?
No, sir.
Ah. And what was your income last year?
Ooh, $28.50, wasn't it, Essie?
If you please. Now, Mrs. Vanderhoff, you know there's quite a penalty for not filing an income tax return.
Penalty.
Mr. Henderson, let me ask you something.
Well,
Well, now, suppose I pay this money, and mind you, I'm not saying that I will, but just for the sake of argument, what's the government gonna give me?
how do you mean?
I mean, what are they gonna do with the money? Now, if I go down to Macy's and I buy something, there it is, I see it. What's the government give me?
Why, the government gives you everything. It protects you.
From what?
Well, invasion. Foreigners might come and take everything you got.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Well, they will if you don't pay your income tax. How do you think the government keeps up the Army and the Navy, all those battleships?
Sir, we have not used battleships since the Spanish-American War. And what did we get out of that? Cuba. We gave that back. Now, I might pay a little, something sensible.
Sensible. Well, what about the Congress and the Supreme Court and the President? We gotta pay them, don't we?
Not with my money, no, sir.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't come here to argue with you. All I know is you have to pay an income tax and you haven't paid it.
Well, they have to show me.
No, they don't got to show you. I just told you. All those buildings down in Washington, the interstate commerce and the Constitution.
Oh, the Constitution was paid for a long time ago. And as far as interstate commerce, what is interstate commerce?
There are 48 states, see? And if there weren't an interstate commerce, nothing would go from one state to another, see?
Well, why not? They got fences?
No, they don't got fences. They got laws. Oh my God, I've never come across anything like this before.
I might pay about $75, but I think that's all it's worth.
You'll pay every cent, like everybody else.
Hey, Essie, listen to this.
And I'll tell you something else. You'll go to jail if you don't pay it. You hear that? That's the law. And if you think you're bigger than the law, you got another thing coming. You're no better than anybody else. And the sooner you get that through your head, the better. You'll be hearing from the United States government. That's all I can say.
Well, you better watch out for those snakes.
Oh, Jesus!
How was that, Essie?
That's fine, Ed.
How'd that sound to you folks?
I liked it.
You know, he was awfully mad.
Oh, no, it's not his fault. It's just that that whole thing is so silly.
You know, he left his hat.
Say, what size is that hat?
Let's see, 7 and an 8.
Huh, that's just right for me.
Say, who was that guy anyway?
Some government man.
Oh, that must be him.
Better make sure this time.
I will. Hope he's good looking. Well, hello.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Are you Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Ah, yes.
Wonderful. Come right this way. Come right on in. Everybody, this is really Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr. This is Mr. Sycamore, Alice's father. And this is Nana, her grandmother. And this is Essie, her daughter. And this is Ed. So it's very nice to meet you. Why don't you just make yourself at home?
All right.
Uh-huh.
Is that Mr. Kirby, Mother?
Oh, yes, dear, it is. And he is lovely.
I'll be right down.
Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Kirby?
Thank you. Oh, I hope I'm not interrupting dinner.
Oh, no, not at all. Would you care for a tomato?
No thank you.
Oh, how about a piece of candy?
No thanks.
Oh, Mr. DePenna! This is Mr. DePenna. Mr. DePenna, Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Say, wasn't I reading about your father the other day in the newspaper? Didn't he get indicted or something?
Oh, nothing like that. He just testified in front of the Securities Commission.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm sure it wasn't anything illegal. Alice has told us wonderful things about your father.
Oh, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. She knows more about the business than any of us.
Aren't you a little young, Mr. Kirby, to be vice president of a big building like that?
Oh, well, you know what that means, Vice President? I just have a desk with my name on it.
Oh, really? It doesn't mean something else, like a salary?
Oh, just a bit. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, now you're just being modest.
It all sounds kind of dull to me. Wall Street. Do you like it?
The hours are short, and I haven't been there very long.
Oh, just out of college, huh?
Oh, that's right. I just sort of knocked around for a while. Even went to Cambridge for a year.
Oh, England.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, have you ever seen any English commencements?
Oh, yes, they're very impressive.
Oh, they are.
Anyhow, the fun's over now, and I'm facing the world.
Oh, well, I bet you're just ready to settle down and get married, aren't you?
Come now, Penny. I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
Oh, well, I wasn't trying to make up his mind. What's that? Oh, I wasn't rushing him. I just know he's probably ready to settle down, and we wouldn't want him to get the wrong girl.
Well, here I am, a vision in blue.
Oh.
Have you had a chance to get acquainted?
Oh, yes. We've had a wonderful conversation about love and marriage.
Oh, sorry, Tony. I came down as quick as I could.
Oh, I didn't mind in the least.
Damn those flies in the kitchen. Ooh. Oh, Miss Alice, you look so beautiful. Where are you going?
I'm going out, Reba.
Oh, Stephen, huh?
Oh, that must be Mr. Kolenkopf. I think it's time for us to go, Tony.
All right. Hey, now, you take cream on your cornflakes. That's weird.
Revishka, my little Revishka.
All right.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Kolenkopf.
Nana, I have received word from my friend in Russia. The second 5-year plan is a failure.
Oh.
I practiced today, Mr. Kolenkopf.
Oh, my Pavlova.
Well, if you'll excuse us, Mr. Kolenkopf, we're going...
Miss Alice, never have I seen you look so magnificent.
Well, thank you. Tony, this is Mr. Kolenkopf, Essie's dancing teacher, and this is Mr. Tony Anthony Kirby Jr.
Pleasure to meet you.
How do you do?
Well, if you don't mind, we're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet.
The Monte Carlo Ballet. It stinks.
Yes, well. Anyway, good night, everyone.
Yes, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Monte Carlo Ballet.
Oh, well, isn't that something? You know, I think we should eat. Isn't everyone hungry? Come eat. Oh, goodness.
Well, I thought he was a nice fellow, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, and his manners. Did you see his manners, Paul? Oh, his manners.
I certainly did. You were getting pretty personal with him.
Oh, no, he was just a very nice-looking young man.
He reminds me of my cousin.
Oh.
Max Diaghilev, then you had ballet.
Oh, what if we had the wedding right here, and we could use the snakes as the altar? What do you think, Dan?
Well, I don't mind if the snakes don't.
Okay.
No, Mother, they should get married in the church. His family and all.
Oh, of
I
course,
like a
yes.
church
Of course I
wedding.
didn't want that.
Well,
Let's see. Quiet, everyone. Well, sir, here we are to thank you for everything you've done for us. We've been getting along really well now for quite a while, and for that we're certainly much obliged. You know, what we ask is that we be happy in our own sort of way, and we would like to keep our health. And as far as anything else, we're going to leave that up to you. Thank you.
Oh, well, do you think that would be wonderful, you know, marrying a Kirby and all? Just think it would be
Oh, it
just
was
wonderful.
catastrophic, Phil. And wait until they try the third 5-year plan.
What are we going to do?
There, you want something?
Well, I could see them dance every night of the week. I think they're just wonderful.
Oh, they are, aren't they? But of course, just walking into any theater gives me a thrill.
Well, Tony, it's been so lovely. I hate to see it over.
Oh, is it over? Do I have to go already?
Not if you don't want to.
Oh, I don't.
Would you like something cold to drink?
Wonderful.
I'll see what's in the icebox. Would you like to come along?
I'd follow you to the ends of the earth.
Just the kitchen will do.
Oh, you've done it very simply in here, haven't you?
Yes, we couldn't decide whether or not to do it in Neo-Grecian or Empire.
So you settled for Frigidaire?
Yes, it's so easy to live with. Well, it's lucky you weren't hungry, Mr. Kirby. Cornflakes in the icebox gives you some idea of the Sycamore family.
Oh, all over my coat.
Well, I'll take mine in a glass if you don't mind.
Here you are, a foaming beaker.
Oh, well, anyhow, it's cold.
Thank you. Now, Miss Sycamore, if you'd like to be seated, I would like to offer a toast.
Well, I'm seated.
Miss Sycamore, to you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kirby. To you.
You know, I wouldn't trade this evening for all the rice in China.
Really?
Cross my heart. Not for all the rice in China.
Not for all the grapes in France. Is there much rice in China?
Oh, terrific. Haven't you ever read The Good Earth? Oh, it's getting rather late.
Is it very late?
Very. I don't want to go.
I don't want you to.
Well, then I won't. When do you think you're taking your vacation this year?
Last 2 weeks in August.
Oh, I might take mine then, too.
Really?
Do you think you'll be doing anything?
I don't know. I hadn't much thought about it.
You think you'll be going anywhere?
I might not. I like the city in the summertime.
I do, too.
Don't you usually go up to Maine?
Oh, that's right. But I'm sure I would like the city if... Well, you know what I mean, Alice. I would love the city if you were here.
Well, I'd like it if you were here too, Tony.
Oh, you know what you're saying, don't you?
What?
You're saying that you'd rather spend the summer with me than anybody else.
Was I?
And if that's true about the summer, then what would you say about the winter?
I think I'd like that.
And then there's spring and autumn, if you could see your way around those, Miss Sycamore.
I might.
Well, I think that's all of them. Did we miss anything?
No.
Well then.
Alice! Alice? Is that you? What time is it? Oh, well, Mr. Tony, how are you doing tonight? Well, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No problem, Mrs. Sycamore.
Well, I just came down to get one of my manuscripts and all, and then you can just go right back to what you were doing. Ooh. Oh, here it is, look. Sex takes a holiday. Well, good night, Tony.
Good night, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, I believe you can call me Penny. Right, Alice? At least I hope so.
Oh, what was that?
That's all right. That's just Father.
This time of night?
Any time of night. Any time of day.
you know you're more beautiful, more lovely, more adorable than anyone else in the whole world?
Don't, Tony.
What? Darling, just because you're a mother, I mean, all mothers are like that, and Penny's a darling, and I'm even calling her Penny.
No, it's not that. Listen, I've been meaning to tell you something, but I just haven't had the courage. I've just been swept up because, well, I love you, so.
Oh, darling.
Oh, don't, Tony, listen. I need to make this very clear to you. You are from a completely different kind of people, a completely different type of family. And, well, Tony, I love them, but it's just not gonna work.
All right, have it your way. She can't dance. You know, that must be why they pay her all that money, because she can't dance.
Well, I just don't think what she does is dancing. Hello, how was the ballet?
It was fine.
Wonderful.
Well, let me ask you people. We've just seen Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Mr. Kirby, do you think she can dance?
Why, yes, I always thought so.
Oh, but what does she do, really? Okay, look, you're Fred Astaire, and I'm Ginger Rogers.
Essie, please.
And-
Go.
I just need it for a minute, Alice.
Essie, you are just as good as Ginger Rogers, we all agree.
You see this, Ed? You see?
Yeah. Come on, we're butting in here.
Oh, but they've been together all night.
Come on.
Well, all right. Good evening, Mr. Kirby. Good evening, Alice.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, Essie, did you ask Nana about us having a baby?
Oh, I did. She said, go right ahead.
You see, Tony, that's what it would be like.
Oh, that? I didn't mind all that, and besides, we're not going to be living with your family, it'll just be you and I.
Well, it's not quite like that. I mean, some people could break away, but I couldn't. I love my family deeply, and I know they do rather strange things, but they're gay and they're fun, and I don't know, there's some kind of nobility about them.
Alice, you talk as though only you could understand them. I mean, that's not true. Every family has their own curious little traits. I mean, my father buys orchids at $10,000 a bulb. Is that reasonable? My mother believes in spiritualism. That's not any worse than your mother writing plays, is it?
It goes deeper than that, Tony. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable. Your father buys orchids because he can afford to. My mother, she writes plays because 8 years ago a typewriter was delivered here by mistake.
Darling, what happened?
Just think of Nana. I mean, 35 years ago, she just quit business one day. She went to her office, went up the elevator, and came right back down. She said she could have been a wealthy woman, but it took too much time. So now she just goes to commencements and circuses and collects snakes and never crosses her mind for a minute.
Hello there, children.
Good evening, Miss Vanderhoff.
Oh, how is the weather? Seems like a pleasant summer evening.
It's lovely, Hannah.
Oh, well, I'm off. Good night, Mr. Kirby. I have a date with a policeman on the corner.
Policeman?
Yes, a standing date every night at 12:30. I've known him since he was a little boy. You know, he's really a doctor. But after he graduated, he came to me and said he didn't want to be a doctor. And so he said he'd always wanted to be a policeman. So I said, well, you be a policeman if that's what you want to be. And that's what he did. How do you like my new hat?
Oh, it's very impressive, Miss Vanderhoff.
I like it. The government gave it to me.
Excuse me, I didn't know you folks was in here.
Good evening, Donald.
Reba fancied some candy. Here it is. You don't want any, do you?
Oh, no thanks, Donald.
Thank you. Say, did you have a nice evening?
Oh, yes, Donald.
Nice dinner?
Yes, Donald.
Was the ballet nice?
Yes, Donald.
Want some candy?
No thanks.
Okay.
You see, Tony, how could you explain Donald to your father? Or Nana? You couldn't. Tony, I love you, but I love them too, and it's just no use.
Alice, the only thing you've said that matters tonight, the only real thing is that you love me. Isn't that so?
Well, yes, Tony, but I know
Don't
so
you
well.
think everyone has these problems. Everyone has a family.
Not like mine.
It doesn't stop people who love each other. Darling, won't you just go on loving me and trusting me and forget about everything else?
Well, how can I?
Because nothing can keep us apart. You know that. You must know that. And they must want you to be happy. They must.
Well, of course they do, but they can't change, Tony, and I wouldn't want them to change.
Well, they won't have to change. They're already charming, lovable people, just the way they are. Everything will work out. You're worrying about something that might not even come up.
Tony, am I?
Alice, the only thing that matters is that we love each other. That's so, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, Tony.
Now, I like to see a little gaiety around here. What with young men calling and getting engaged and everything.
Well, what should I say?
Well, first, you thank the young gentleman for getting engaged to you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kirby, for getting engaged to me.
And then you tell him what it was about him that first caught your girlish heart.
The back of your head.
What?
Yes, you know, it wasn't your money or your charm. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
What happened when I turned around?
Oh, I got used to it after a while.
Oh, Alice, think about it. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
Oh, I know I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Oh, I'm not exactly unlucky myself. Oh, it is getting rather late. I ought to go. Goodbye, Alice.
Good night, Tony.
Isn't it great working in the same office? Otherwise, I'd be hanging around here all day.
Well, won't it be strange going to the office and pretending like nothing has happened?
Oh, thank God I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Miss Sycamore, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Tony, you're such a fool.
Oh, you should meet me in front of the truck store before work in the morning. I'll have a million things to say to you.
All right.
And lunch and dinner tomorrow evening.
Tony, what will you say?
Well, it's got to come out sometime. In fact, if you know a good housetop, I like to do a little shouting.
Yes, sir, Mr. DePenna, we did a good night's work.
And that's right. It's what? 800 Black Panthers, 300 willow trees, and 8 dozen Kitty Bomber Juniors.
Pretty good. Why, hello, Alice, you just come in?
Oh no, I've been home quite a while.
Have a nice evening?
Yes, it was lovely.
Say, I'd like you to take a look at this new red fire. Would you turn out the lights, Mr. DePenna? I'd like Alice to get the full effect.
Oh, what?
Take a look at this new red fire. It's beautiful. There, what do you think of it? Isn't it beautiful?
It is. Oh, Father, tonight everything's beautiful. It's the most beautiful red fire in the world.
All right, I says to him, you can take your old job.
Miss Wellington, whenever you're ready to read the new plays, I'm ready.
Just a minute, dear, just a minute.
You know, Miss Wellington, I was just wondering, just random thought. You know, do you drink while you are acting? You know, it's just a thought, just a question.
I'm glad you brought it up. Once the show opens, I don't touch a drop. The minute I enter the stage door, the bottle gets put away until we finish.
Oh, Miss Wellington, have you been on the stage long?
All my life. I played everything. You see Paper My Heart?
Yes.
I saw it too. Good show. What night, ain't it?
You want me to open the window, Miss Wellington?
Nah. Oh, the weather. Say, he's cute.
She's just acting, Reba. She don't mean anything.
Miss Wellington, well, why don't we just go right on up to my room to read tonight? We'll just go right on upstairs in my room.
All right, dearie. I'm ready. When I start seeing snakes, it's time for me to lie down.
Miss Wellington, you know those snakes are real. They're nanas, Miss Wellington. Miss Wellington.
She's out like a light.
Better let her sleep it off.
Reba, Miss Wellington just passed out.
Well, I certainly hope she's going to be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right, but I wouldn't cast her in the religious play.
Well, we'll just have to wait then.
Well, Penny, next time you meet an actress on top of a bus, I think you ought to send her the play instead of bringing her home to read it.
Hey, Ed, what are you doing? I wish you'd hurry up and stop printing and take those love dreams around. I need you back here in time for when Kolenkov comes.
Oh, is Kolenkov coming tonight?
Yes, tomorrow night's his night, but I changed it on account of Alice.
Oh, big doings around here tomorrow night, huh?
Oh, yes. You know, I'm just so excited. You think I was getting engaged instead of Alice.
What do you think they'll be like? His parents. Ed, what are you doing? Hurry up.
Penny, just finished making this new mask last night. Guess who it is?
Oh, wait, Ed, don't tell me. Oh, Helen of Troy.
No, it's Miss Roosevelt.
You know, it's really amazing what you can make with these mechanisms. Last week, it was the Empire State Building.
Uh-huh. Well, what is it this week?
Queen Mary.
Oh. Hasn't got the right hat on.
Oh, Mr. DePena, could you check outside really quick for me and see if there's a man standing out there?
Why? What for?
Well, since I've been delivering candies recently, I think that there's been somebody following me.
Oh, Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me around the entire neighborhood, and then when I'm done, he just stands there and he watches the house.
Really? I'll take a look and see.
Okay.
I don't know why anybody would want to follow you around, Ed.
You know, there's a lot of kidnappings lately, Nana.
Yes, but not of Ed.
Well, go. There's no one out there.
Sure.
I'm positive. I just saw him walk away.
Ed, it could have been anyone walking around out on the street. Just, who knows? Hurry up, please.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Sycamore, do you want to go down to the cellar and finish packing up the fireworks?
Sure, we gotta take them up to Mount Vernon in the morning.
If an educated, please do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Oh, Mother, can I borrow some paper? I want to make a list for Reba for tomorrow night.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
What's with your actress friend? Is she giving a performance?
Oh, no, dear. She's not acting. She's really drunk.
Essie, will you be able to give Reba the kitchen all day tomorrow?
Sure, Alice. I'll start love dreams right now, so you'll be ready.
Thank you. And Mother, I'm going to be home at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Will that give you enough time to get everything down to the cellar by then? The typewriter and the snakes and the xylophone and the printing press.
Miss Wellington.
And Miss Wellington.
Well, sure,
Because
dear.
that will give me time to then arrange the flowers and set the table, get everything ready.
Ooh, Kirby's is certainly going to get the wrong impression of this house.
You will do that, won't you, Mother?
Of course I will, dear.
And I think we should have the cocktails ready by 7:15, just in case they come a little early. And then, do you think we should let Reba cook the dinner? What do you think, Nana?
Oh, honey, I wouldn't get all so worked up about it. I mean, Tony is a very nice boy, and I'm sure the Kirbys will be too. And if everything isn't so elaborate, it'll be all right.
Well, I'm not trying to impress anyone or pretend we're anything we aren't. I just want everything to go off well.
Oh, we'll make sure that it's the very best party ever.
Oh, thank you so much. You are the most wonderful family in the world. I am just so happy. I didn't know anyone could be this happy. Oh, this whole week has just been like floating. Oh, Nana, just seeing him, you don't know what it does to me.
Mm-hmm. Just seeing him for lunch and seeing him for dinner and seeing him until 4 o'clock in the morning and seeing him again the next morning at 9 o'clock at the office. Just seeing him, huh?
Well, I don't care. I'm in love. Reba! Reba!
Oh, it is so nice to see her. It's nice to see her happy like that.
Oh, yes. I remember when I got engaged to Paul, how happy I was. I'm still that happy.
I know, and it's nice to see Ed and Essie getting along so well, too.
Oh, yes, and Donald and Reba, even though they're not married. Yeah. You know, I wonder if Mr. DePenna will ever marry anybody.
Well, there's always Miss Wellington.
Well, yeah, if she doesn't wake up tonight, then we'll never get these plays read.
Miss Sycamore, look what I found. Remember?
Oh, yes! It's that painting I did of you as the discus thrower. Wonderful. Remember, Nana?
Oh, yes, I remember. Now, Mr. DePenna, have you gotten a little bald?
Is it very noticeable? I still have some right here.
Oh, well, that was a really long time ago, wasn't it? How long ago was it? About, 8 years?
Too bad you never finished it, Miss Sycamore.
I know. I always meant to, Mr. DePenna. I just started writing plays one day, and I never painted again.
And that was a good thing, because I was going to have to strip next.
Who would have thought the day I came to deliver ice 8 years ago, that I'd still be here?
Well, the milkman was here 5 years ahead of you.
Why did he leave anyway? I
He didn't
forget.
leave, he died.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we never did know his name, really, but he was a very nice man. It was really hard to get a certificate. Do you remember the funeral, Nana?
Yeah, what name did we make up for him anyway?
Martin Vanderhoff. We gave him your name, Nana.
That's right, I remember. Yes.
Yes, it was a very nice thought, too, or we would have never gotten all those flowers.
Oh, it certainly was. And it didn't hurt me any because I haven't had much mail and then I haven't had a telephone call from that day to this.
Well, it was a very nice thought.
I kind of wish you'd finished it, Miss Sycamore. I kind of like to have it.
Well, okay, I think I'll work on it right tonight then.
Say, will you?
Yeah, I don't think she's waking up anytime soon. I know, go down to the cellar and get your costume. Oh, and grab the easel. Is it still down there?
Yes, I think it is.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go find my palette brushes.
Ravishka, my little Ravishka. Oh, Madam Sycamore, I greet you.
Mr. Kulikov, Essie's in the kitchen.
Thank you. Nana, tell me, what should I do about Ravishka? I tried to tell her she could be a wonderful toe dancer, but she laughs only.
Mr. Kolikov, you know I could never get up on my toes.
Oh, do not say this, Ravishka.
I've got corn.
Oh, but you could be a wonderful dancer. You could be on the finest stage. Ravishka, you could wear diamonds. Oh. She is a wonderful woman, Nana.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, that is a picture of Mr. DePenna. Penny painted it.
It stinks.
I know. What do you think about that?
What is that?
That is an actress, a friend of Penny's.
She is drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. Oh, now how have you been doing, Mr. Kolikov?
Oh, I am magnificent. Life, it chased inside of me like a little squirrel.
Oh, and how is Russia? And have you heard from that friend in Moscow?
I have. I saved for you the stamp here. They sent him to Siberia.
Oh, thank you. Siberia, how does he like that?
Oh, he does not. He's escaped and gone back to Moscow.
Oh.
He will get them yet if they do not get him. The Soviet government.
Oh,
Why, I
Mr.
could...
Kolikov, I'm sorry I'm late. I'll get my dancing clothes on right away.
Very well. Tonight, my Pavlova, you will really work. Tonight, we will try something new. Huh?
So, is Essie making any improvement?
Improvement?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, she has the heart, the passion. She really... confidentially. She stinks.
Oh, but as long as she's having fun.
Mr. Kolikoff, you really do tickle Reba. She's back there laughing her head off.
She's a wonderful woman, Donald. Tell me, Donald, what do you think of the Soviet government?
What, Mr. Kolikoff?
I withdraw that question. What do you think of this government?
Oh, yes, I like it fine. I'm on relief, you know.
And you like this?
Oh, yes. The only problem is that you have to go around to the place every week in order to get it. And sometimes you have to wait in that line near about a half an hour. Government ought to be run better than that, don't you think, now?
Government ought to stop sending me these letters. Want me to be at the United States Marshal's office Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. Look at that.
Ah, income tax. They've got you, Nana.
Yeah, they supposed to give them a lot of money so as to keep Donald on relief.
You don't say that. You mean you're going to start paying it from now on?
Well, that's what they want.
You mean I can come right here and get it and I won't have to wait in that line?
No, Donald. No, you're going to have to waste a full half hour in that line every week.
Oh, it just messes up my week. I can't stand it.
He should have been in Russia when the revolution came. Then he would have stood in a line. A bread line. Think of what they have done to Russia. Nana, the Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina, a cousin of the Tsar. She's a waitress today in the child's restaurant. I ordered baked beans from her just yesterday. And it broke my heart. It is a crazy world, Nana.
Well, it's not the world that's crazy, it's the people in it. Life can be simple if you just relax.
But how can you relax in times like these?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. There wouldn't be times like these if people relaxed. No, that's my point. Life can be beautiful if you just let it come to you. Life can be kind of beautiful if you just let it come to you. But the trouble is, people forget that. I know I did. I was right in the thick of it, scratching and clawing and kicking, and all of a sudden, one day it struck me. I wasn't having any fun.
So you did what?
I relaxed. And that was 35 years ago. I've been happy ever since.
Ah, Miss Ellis, I have not seen you to present my congratulations.
Well, thank you.
May you live a very long, happy life and have many beautiful children. That is my prayer for you.
Well, that's quite a thought.
Love. Love is the only thing left in this world, Nana.
Yes, but we've got plenty of that.
With Stalin in Russia, he will come for it soon, I tell you.
Oh, it's so good to have my art supply now. What do you think, Deanna? Great.
You are a breath of Paris, Madame Sycamore.
Oh, I missed you. What's your name? Kolikoff. There you go.
I didn't know you were working for the WPA.
I used to paint all the time.
It happened again.
Ooh.
There was a man following me every place that I went.
Oh, I'm sure it's just your imagination.
No, it isn't. Every single time it's the same guy that follows me around all day long.
Oh, maybe he just wants a piece of candy.
Well, it's all right for you to laugh, Nana, but,
Yep, he's still following me.
Ed, you do not know what it is to be followed. In Russia, everyone is followed. I was followed right out of Russia.
Well, Ed, I'm sure it's just your imagination.
Where do you want this, Miss Sycamore?
Oh, right there.
Ed, for tonight's movement, we will use the first movement.
Oh, Mr. Nepeta, has your figure changed over the past 8 years?
No, I don't think it's any different.
Miss Wellington! Yes? No. Okay.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, do not worry, Pavlova. For you see, we have a hot night for it. But art can only be achieved in perspiration.
Well, I really like that, Mr. Kolikoff. Art can only be achieved through perspiration.
Well, it does help if you have a little talent to go along with it. Now, let's see, I only got 2 bullseyes last night. I'm going to have to do better than that.
You are ready? We begin. To the pirouette. Come, pirouette. It's been 8 years. You can do this, please. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Very wonderful. To the entrechat then. No, you cannot relax with Stalin in Russia. You see, the Tsar relaxed, and look what happened to him.
He was too late.
If he had not relaxed, the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina, she would not be selling me beans today.
Mr. Kolnikov!
Yes, of course, we return to the pirouette.
Mr. DePinna, can you hold in your stomach, please?
A little freer. Yes, freer with the hands. The whole body must work. Ed, help us with the music. The music must be free also, yes? That's good. Yes.
Yes, Reba, yes.
Good evening.
How do you do?
How do you do? I hope we didn't come too early.
Oh, no.
We're glad to see you.
Very glad to see you. We just thought we'd see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Tony, how could you possibly? I don't know, Father.
Really,
I
Tony?
really.
This is most embarrassing.
No, not at all.
Oh, no, we're just having a nice, regular old evening, quiet one,
We bother. This is Alice's mother, Miss Sycamore, and Alice's sister, Miss Carmichael, and her husband, Ed Carmichael, and this is Mr. Kolnikov. Oh, and Mr. DePinna.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Oh, don't mind the costume. I can take it
Oh,
off.
no. Let's, would you please go down and tell Mr. Sycamore that, come right up.
Oh, and tell him to put some pants on.
All right. Excuse me.
Thank you. Alice? Alice?
What is it?
Oh, dear. When you get a chance, would you come down here? We have a surprise for you. Mrs. Kirby, would you like for me to take your wrap? Well, thank you. If you're perfectly sure that we're not in
Perfectly harmless. Ed, take him to the kitchen.
Oh, we're just so used to him just being around the house.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Oh, would you? Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you, but snakes happen.
You know, I'm feeling very uncomfortable about all this. Tony, how could you have done such a thing?
Really, I don't know, Father. I really thought it was the right night.
It was careless of it to you, Tony. Very.
Oh, well, everybody gets mixed up a little bit sometimes.
That's right. Now, Penny, let's get these nice folks some dinner. They came for dinner, you know.
Oh, please don't bother. We're really not hungry at all.
Oh, well, that's no trouble. Ed, why don't you send Donald, tell him to go out to the A&P and get us half a dozen bottles of beer and, some canned salmon. Hey, Mr. Kirby, do you like canned salmon?
I have a bit of indigestion.
Oh, well, Mrs. Kirby, do you like canned salmon?
Oh, I'm very fond of it.
Oh, well, we could have frankfurters instead.
Either one will do.
Oh, good. So we'll have frankfurters and canned corn and Campbell's soup. Ed, did you get all that? Okay, tell Donald to hurry, and the frankfurter shouldn't take any time to boil.
Sounds good. Oh, and this is Mr. Sycamore, Alice's father, Mr. and Miss Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I hope you forgive my appearance.
Oh, this is Mr. Sycamore's busiest time of year, the 4th of July. He's just got stuff blowing up everywhere.
Darling, I'm the most dull-witted person in the whole
Tony,
world.
what? Have you all met each other?
Indeed we have.
How do you do, Alice?
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Kirby? I'm sorry I'm not very presentable this evening.
Darling, you look lovely.
Of course she does. Don't let a little thing like this upset you, my dear. We all met a night sooner is all.
Of course.
Oh, I had such a nice party planned for tomorrow night.
Well, then it'll come tomorrow.
There you are, Alice. Am I forgiven?
I guess so. Oh, we should see about getting you some dinner.
Oh, no, that's okay, Alice. We already took care of all of that. See, it's all been attended to.
What did you send out for, Mother? Because Mr. Kirby can only eat certain things.
Oh, it's
and
quite
just-
all right. It's all right.
Of course it is, Alice.
Oh, I asked him what he wanted.
Well, yes, I know, Mother, but I also know how much you like those frankfurters.
There's
and
no
the
need to
snacks.
cause such a big fuss over my indigestion.
Perhaps, Mr. Kirby, it is not indigestion. Perhaps you have a stomach ulcer.
Mr. Kolnikov, please, don't be absurd.
Don't mind Mr. Kolnikov. He's a Russian, and Russians are inclined to look on the dark side.
Yes, I'm Russian, but a friend of mine, a Russian, he died from stomach ulcers.
Really,
Mr. Kolnikov, Mr. Kirby has indigestion, and that is all.
Very well. We will let him wait.
Oh, Mr. Kirby, do sit down and make yourself comfortable. Well, do tell us about business conditions. Now, are we pretty well out of the Depression?
Of course, it all depends.
Well, do you think things are gonna keep on improving?
Broadly speaking, yes. Business conditions now are operating at 64%, as opposed to 1925 when we were operating at 87%. Now again, that's opposed in 1929 we were operating at an astounding 98%. Now, if things keep improving, then within the next 5 years, then maybe there's a good chance that.
Okay, well, that may seem strange to you people, but she's not quite accountable for her actions. A friend of Mrs. Sycamore's, she came for dinner and was overcome by the heat.
Oh, you really never know how that's going to affect people. I better go see if she's okay, if you'll excuse me.
Well, Mrs. Kirby, you usually escape the heat in Maine, isn't that right?
As a rule. I had to come down this week, however, for the flower show.
Oh, Mother wouldn't miss that flower show for the world. That blue ribbon is the highlight of her year.
Oh, I won a ribbon at the fair once. It was for growing onions. Remember, Alice?
That was the garden show, I see.
Oh, well, I think she's going to be okay. Has Donald come back with everything?
No, Mother.
Oh, well, he'll be back soon. Dinner won't take a moment. I'm sure you guys are starving.
Oh, it's quite all right. Hello. What is this? I didn't realize there were small children in the house.
Oh, no, that's mine.
Yours. Well, I suppose every man needs his hobby, or do you use this as some kind of model?
No, I just play with it.
I see.
Maybe you'd be better off with a hobby like that, Father, instead of growing orchids.
Oh, yes, do tell us about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. Did you know they take up to 6 years to bloom? Just think of that.
Well, of course, some of them take longer than that. There's a bulb I've been waiting on for 10 years now.
Oh, you know, secretly I was waiting for an orchid.
See, of course, during that time, they required most meticulous of care. And now, the one I've been waiting on particularly has been...
Oh, Donald, did you get everything?
Yes, ma'am, well, they didn't have any frankfurters, so I got us some pickled pig's feet.
Why don't you take that right on his kitchen? Excuse me, there should be a slight delay. Mr. Kirby, will you tell everyone about your orchids? I'm sure they'd love to hear it. Excuse me.
Orchids. Now, that seems like a pretty expensive hobby.
Yes, but I do say that if a hobby brings a man sufficient pleasure, then it never truly is too expensive.
Well, now, that is very true.
See, if I didn't have something like that at the end of the week I have on Wall Street after all the nerve and stress and strain, I'd probably go half crazy. See, men I know own yachts for that very same reason.
Why don't they just give up Wall Street?
How's that?
Oh, I was just joking.
I think everyone should have a hobby. Of course, to me, it's more than a hobby, but my great solace is spiritualism. spiritualism. Oh, Mrs. Kirby, everybody knows that that's fake.
To me, Mrs. Sycamore, spiritualism is, well, I would rather not discuss it, Miss Sycamore.
Remember this, you've got one or two hobbies of your own.
Oh, I know, dear, but not silly ones.
Now, I don't think it's the hobby per se. It's the important thing is to have one.
Yes, that is very true, Nana. However, to be ideal, a hobby, it should improve the mind as well as the body, yes? For example, the Romans were wonderful people, no? But what made them great? What was their hobby? Wrestling. Huh? See, in wrestling, you have to make a decision quick with the mind and act quickly with the body, yes?
Well, I'm afraid that wrestling is not a practical sport for most of us, Mr. Kolnikov. See, I don't think that would make very good show as a wrestler.
You would be a wonderful wrestler, Mr. Kirby. Come, look, you're built for it. I will show you.
His glasses. It's okay.
Oh, I think they're broken.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Kirby, but the next time you wrestle, you will, of course, you should not wear glasses. It's,
But I don't intend on wrestling again!
Oh, Father, please sit down. Oh.
So sorry, Mr. Kirby. Mr. Kolnikov, how could you? And why didn't you stop him?
I think, if you don't mind, perhaps we'd better be going.
Oh,
Mother!
please don't go, Mrs. Kirby. I've ordered you plain salad and scrambled eggs. Please don't go.
Mr. Kirby, Mrs. Kirby, I am very sorry if I have done something wrong, and I deeply apologize.
I am so sorry, Mr. Kirby. If I'd been here,
It's all right, Alice.
Yes, it's quite all right, Alice. We're not going.
Woo! Well, now, that was fun for just about a minute.
Right. Well, let's see. We were talking about your orchids. Now, do you raise many different varieties?
Quite frankly, Miss Vanderhoff, I've forgotten all about my orchids.
Mr. Kirby, I am so sorry.
Oh, then what was it that I did that was so terrible? I picked him up and threw him to the ground. Did it kill him? Is he dead? No!
Please, Mr. Kolnikov.
Well, dinner should be ready soon. I'll go check.
Would you like some candies while you're waiting?
My doctor permits me from eating any sorts of candy, but thank you.
Oh, these are nothing. They're just fudge, chocolate,
Okay, Essie,
marshmallows, caramel. Miss Alice! Miss Alice!
What is it, Reba?
All them eggs they done found out in the sink.
We'll make some more.
Oh, we ain't got no more.
Well, then send Donald out for some.
All right.
And tell him to hurry.
All right.
So, it looks like there'll be just another delay, but everything should be ready in just a minute.
I certainly seem to have put you people to an awful lot of trouble with my stupidity.
Oh, no, Tony, not at all.
You know, why don't we play a game while we wait?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't know.
that'd be fine.
I have a wonderful idea. I know this magnificent trick with the glass of water. All you have to
Mother, I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Kirby would be interested in a game.
Oh, dear, they will love it.
Quite frankly, Miss Sycamore, I'm not very good at games.
Oh, well, that's okay, Mr. Kirby. Any fool can play this game. All you have to do is write your name down on a piece of paper.
Mr. Kirby doesn't want to play the game, Mother, so why don't...
Dear, they'll love it. Don't worry. Mr. Kirby, you just write your name down on that piece of paper. And Mrs. Kirby, you write your name down on that piece of paper. Yeah, okay.
Mother, what kind of game is this?
A wonderful game. You'll love it. I used to play it in school. It's called Forget Me Not. See, all you have to do is you say 5 things, just anything at all, and then you write down the very first thing that comes to your mind. Simple, right? So, for instance, if I say something like green, you might say grass. Or if I say chair, you might say table. Everybody get that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, come on, Father, be a sport.
Do you get that, Mr. Kirby?
Yes. I'll be very glad to play this game.
Well, this will be a fun game. Okay, now everybody remember to play fair. Put down the very first thing that comes to your mind, okay? Okay. The first word is potato. Potato.
Yes, got it.
Very good, I'm glad. Okay. The next one is bathroom.
Mother.
Well, what about bathroom?
Yes, continue, please.
Oh, thank you. Okay. The next one is lust.
Mother, that is not what you were talking about when you were describing the game.
Oh, that's a very good word.
No, Mother, it is not.
Oh, I don't know. It seems to me that's a perfectly fair word.
You see? Now, don't interrupt the game, dear. Okay?
Miss Sycamore, what was the next word again? The last word?
Lust, Mr. Kirby.
Ah. Got it.
This is quite a game, isn't it?
I know. Okay, next one is honeymoon. Oh, that's sweet. And then the last one is sex.
Mom!
Has everybody got sex? I know I do. Okay. Well, let me have everybody's paper now. Mr. Kirby, can I have your paper?
Okay, what happens now?
Oh, this is the best part. Now, I read out everybody's answers out loud.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's quite an
that sounds
interesting
good.
game.
It is, it is. It really kind of shows how people think now, doesn't it? All right, we're going to start with Mr. Kirby's list, okay? Everybody, this is Mr. Kirby's list. All right? Mr. Kirby says, potato, stick. Oh, very good, Mr. Kirby.
Ah, yes, I just happened to think of it.
Yeah, steak and potatoes. You see how that goes together? Very good, Mr. Kirby. The next one is bathroom, toothpaste. Very good. Okay, lust, unlawful.
Yes.
Well, isn't that nice? All right. Oh, then honeymoon, trip, yes. And sex, male. Oh, I get it, Mr. Kirby. That's because you are one. Oh, wow. That was very good, Mr. Kirby.
It's quite an interesting game, really. More of an experiment in psychology, is it not?
Absolutely. It really shows you how people's minds work. Now let's see how Mrs. Kirby's mind works, huh? Can I have your list? Oh, thank you, Mrs. Kirby. Everybody, this is Mrs. Kirby's list. Okay? All right. So, potatoes, starch. Oh, Mrs. Kirby, I know exactly what you mean about that. Goodness gracious. The next one's bathroom, Mr. Kirby. Oh, bathroom, Mr. Kirby.
I'm not quite following that, my dear.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought of you in connection with it. After all, you are in there a good while, Anthony. Bathing and shaving. Well, you do take a long time.
Indeed. I haven't realized it's being so selfish in the matter.
Well, I think this is a silly game and we should just stop this.
Yes.
No, Miss Sycamore, please, go on.
Oh, well, okay. The next word is lust, human.
Really, Miriam? Human?
I just meant, Anthony, that lust, after all, is a human emotion.
Well, I disagree with you. Lust is not human, lust is depraved.
Very well, Anthony. I'm wrong.
Why don't we play 20 questions?
Yes!
No. Miss Sycamore, please continue the game. What was the next word again?
Honeymoon.
Ah. What was my dear wife's reply to honeymoon?
Honeymoon, dull.
you say dull?
What I meant, Anthony, was that Hot Springs was not very gay that season. All those old people sitting on the porch all afternoon, and there was nothing to do at night.
Well, as I recall, Miriam, that was not your reaction to it at the time.
Father, this is only a game.
Yes, a very illuminating game, son. Miss Sycamore, please continue.
Okay. The last word is sex. Wall Street.
What? Miriam, what does that mean?
I don't know what it means, Anthony. Nothing.
Yes, but it must mean something, or else you wouldn't have written it down.
It was just the first thing that came to my head. That's all.
Yes, but sex, Wall Street. Sex, Wall Street. Sex, Wall Street.
I don't know what it means, Anthony. It's just that you're always talking about Wall Street, even when we're having. Would you mind, Terry Meadows, if we didn't stay for dinner? I'm afraid this game is giving me a headache.
I understand, Mrs. Kirby.
Yes, it's best we might postpone the night.
But you'll be back tomorrow night, right?
We have an engagement tomorrow night.
Yes, maybe it's best we postpone the entire affair.
Father, I think we're being most ungracious.
I have a very bad headache, Tony.
Yes. I am sure everybody understands.
Well, I don't. I think we ought to stay.
Tony,
What?
we were fools to think that this would work. Mr. Kirby, I won't be coming into the office tomorrow. In fact, I won't be coming in at all anymore.
Alice, what are you talking about?
I'm very sorry to hear that, my dear.
Alice, you mustn't mind this.
Tony, are you coming?
No, Father, I am not.
Very well. Your mother and I will be expecting you at home. Miriam,
Yes, Anthony.
it was very lovely to have met you all.
Yes, lovely.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, everybody stay right where you
Oh,
are.
my goodness gracious.
Don't move.
I demand an explanation for this.
Oh, keep your mouth shut, you. Goodness. Which one is it?
That one.
Ed!
What's going on?
Shut up. What's your name?
Edward Carmichael? I haven't done anything.
Oh, you haven't, huh?
Now, this seems awfully high-handed. What is the meaning of this?
Department of Justice.
Oh, it's the J-Man!
Ed, what have you done?
Nothing. I haven't done anything.
What's the boy done,
What's
officer?
this all about? That door lead to the cellar?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Claire. Jules.
Yes, ma'am?
Take a look upstairs and see what you find.
You got it.
But I haven't done anything.
Come here, you.
Hmm.
You ever seen these before?
Yeah, they're my circulars.
You print this stuff, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you put it into boxes of candy to get it into people's homes.
The love dreams.
But I didn't mean anything.
Oh, you didn't, huh? Let's take a look here. Dynamite the Capitol. Dynamite the White House. Dynamite the Supreme Court. God is the state. The state is God.
But none of that means anything, Miss. I just like to print, don't I, Nana?
Oh, now, officer, the government is in no danger from Ed. Printing is his hobby. He prints anything.
Oh, he does, eh?
You know, I've never just heard some such nonsense.
I demand an explanation for all of this.
Hey, let me get my pipe, will you? Let me get my pipe!
Shut up, you! We were right, Chief. They've got enough gunpowder down there to blow up the entire city.
But we only use that.
Stay still! Everybody in this house is under
arrest.
Let me make my point, will you?
Shut up, all of you! Shut up! That is my mother.
Seems that there's a...
Oh! Somebody, I gotta get down there!
Be sure it's true when you say Now, for appearance in the West Side Court this morning. After spending the night in jail, the defendants, 13 in all, were brought before Judge Callahan and given suspended sentences for manufacturing fireworks without a permit.
They kept me in the same cell with a strip teaser from a burlesque show.
I was in the same cell with Mr. Kirby. My, he was mad.
Mrs. Kirby and that strip teaser, they were just fighting all night.
A lot here about Mr. Kirby. Anthony W. Kirby, head of Kirby and Company, 62 Wall Street, who was among those apprehended, declared he was in no way interested in the manufacture of fireworks, but refused to state why he was on the premises at the time of the raid. Mr. Kirby is a member of the Union Club, the Racket Club, the Harvard Club, and the National Geographic Society. Nah, he certainly is a joiner.
All them rich men, they're like Elvis or something.
I suppose after all this, Mr. Tony ain't ever gonna marry Miss Alice, huh?
It sure doesn't look that way, and it's a shame because she sure does love that boy. And now I got all that food in the kitchen, and sure ain't gonna be no party around here tonight.
Well, ain't we gonna eat it anyhow?
Yeah, I'm cooking it, but ain't nobody got an appetite.
Well, I'm hungry.
They ain't. They all broke up over Miss Alice.
Well, where's she going? Why's she going away?
She's going to the mountains or someplace, and she is going no matter what they say, because I know Miss Alice when she gets that look in her eye.
Too bad, ain't it?
Oh, it sure is.
Not even a balloon left. Look.
Oh, Mr. Capenna, how's your hand? Is it better?
Oh, yeah, it's better. Is there some more of the olive oil out there?
Yeah, it's over there in the salad bowl in the kitchen.
Thanks.
Well, she's going. And there's nothing anybody can say to change her, huh?
Any idea how long she's gonna be gone, Miss Sycamore?
No, Reba, she just didn't say.
It sure is gonna be mighty lonesome around here without Miss Alice.
How you feel, Miss Sycamore?
Well, I mean, I'm okay. I'm upset. Maybe if I do some work, I'll feel better, Don.
Well, I won't bother you then, Miss Sycamore.
She's going, Penny.
Yes, I know.
Now, babe.
I just can't help thinking that maybe somehow it's our fault, Paul.
Mine more than yours. All these years, I've just been going along enjoying myself, and maybe I should have been thinking more about Alice.
Well, don't say that, Paul. I mean, you're a wonderful father and husband.
No, I'm not. Maybe if I'd gone ahead and been an architect, I don't know, something Alice could have been proud of. I felt that all last night, looking at Mr. Kirby.
Well, you know, Paul, we were just so happy.
I know, but maybe that's not enough. I used to think it was. But I'm kind of all mixed up now.
Well, when is she leaving?
Pretty soon, train leaves at 7:30.
Well, maybe if she talked to him, maybe Tony could persuade her.
But she won't, Alice. He's been trying all day.
Well, where is he?
I don't know. I suppose he's walking around and got locked again. Anyhow, she won't talk to him.
Well, maybe if he talks to her right before she leaves, he could stop her.
It won't help, Alice.
No, I'm just worried about Tony, too. Oh, Nana!
Oh, Penny, what if she does go to the Adirondacks? You can take just so much of the Adirondacks and then you can come home.
It's just so awful, Nana.
Well, it is, but you know, it has a bright side, too.
How do you mean?
Well, for one thing, Mr. Kirby getting into that patrol wagon last night. And I heard the expression on his face when he and Donald had to take a bath together was priceless.
You know, it was even worse with Mrs. Kirby. They made her undress right next to that burlesque dancer, and she just kept singing strip songs all night long.
I know, and if I live, I will never forget that. If I live to be 100. And I'm warning you people, I intend to if things like this keep happening. Oh, I bet you Bar Harbor is going to seem pretty dull to the Kirbys this summer. Alice, can we help?
No, I'm just gonna go press these.
Alice, dear.
Penny, no.
I'll bring the bags down as soon as you're ready, Alice.
Thanks, Ed.
Oh, Alice, would you like some candy for the train?
No thanks, Essie.
You know, Alice, you can be just as alone in the mountains as you can be here. I mean, just go right up to your room and just stay there all the time.
Mother, I just need space away from everybody. You know I love you, right? I just need some time. Father, did you call for the cab?
No, I didn't know you needed one.
Oh, well, I told Mr. DePenna. Did he tell you, Paul?
Oh, no, he told me, but I forgot.
I wish I wasn't in a family that forgot everything. Why can't we just be like a normal family? I'm so sick of cornflakes and Donald and just, why can't we be like everyone else and have roast beef and 2 green vegetables and doilies on the tables, somewhere where I could bring my friends to and just, never mind.
See if I can do anything.
Oh, Tony, oh, good. She's in the kitchen.
Oh, thanks. Alice, please.
Don't, Tony, it's no use.
Alice, you're not being fair. At least let me talk to you. Alice, please.
Where'd they go?
Upstairs.
She went right out when he came in.
Knocked the olive oil right out of my hand. I'm gonna smell kind of fishy.
Oh, how are you doing, Mr. DePenna? Is your hand still hurting you?
No, it's better.
Everything burned up, huh? Downstairs?
Everything, even my Roman costume.
I told you that there was a bright side to everything. Except for these 24 years back taxes. I get another letter every day.
Hey, Nana, what are you going to do about that?
Well, you know, I did have an idea yesterday, and it may not work, but I think I'm going to try it.
Good evening, everybody.
Well,
Forgive me, the door was open.
Mr. Polikoff.
do come in.
I hope you'll forgive my coming this evening. I understand that you're all very upset.
Oh, that's quite all right, Mr. Polikoff.
I don't think I can do a lesson today, Mr. Molotov. I don't feel up to it.
Right, well, I suppose,
Oh, but Mr. Polikoff, please do stay for dinner. We have all this food and somebody's got to eat it.
I will be happy to, Madam Sycamore. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Now, I do wonder, though, if I know you all well enough to ask a great favor.
Oh, anything, Mr.
Certainly.
Polikoff.
Well, you heard me speak of my friend, the Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina, yes?
Yes.
Well, she was a cousin of the Tsar of Russia, but now she's a waitress in Child's restaurant.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Well, when I tell you she has not had a good meal since before the revolution came,
She must be hungry.
and it happens today is her day off, the Thursday, and it's also the anniversary of Peter the Great, a remarkable man. And, well, I was wondering if...
Oh, Mr. Polikoff, if you mean that you'd like to have the Grand Duchess here for dinner, why, we would be honored.
Oh, yes, yes.
In the name of the Grand Duchess, I thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited. Where is she?
Oh, she's in the street. I will bring her in.
And fix your best. Oh, and Essie, your dress.
And how do I look? Do I look okay?
Oh, you know what? If this keeps on, I want to live to be 150.
I present the Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina. Highness, allow me to introduce Madam Sycamore, Madam Carmichael. She is my ballet student, as you can see. There is, of course, Nana, Mr. Sycamore, Mr. Carmichael behind you, and Mr. Tepena. No, he is not my ballet student.
Mr. Penn.
Oh, Your Highness, would you please be seated?
Thank you. You're most kind.
Oh, well, we're so happy to receive you, Your Highness.
I'm most happy to be here. But when is dinner?
It will be here very soon, Your Highness, very soon.
I do not mean to be rude, but I must be back at the restaurant by 8 o'clock. I am substituting for another waitress.
I will be sure you're on time, Highness.
Thank you, Colin.
Your Highness, I think you waited on me once at Child's, the 72nd Street place.
No. That was my sister.
The Grand Duchess Natasha, yes.
I work at Times Square.
Ooh, there's quite a few people here now, aren't there?
Oh, yes, many. My uncle, the Grand Duke Sergei, he worked at Macy's as an elevator man. He's a very nice man. Then there's my cousin, Prince Alexis. He do not talk to the rest of us. He work at Hattie, Carnegie, and ladies' underwear.
When he sold hot dogs on Coney Island, he was good enough to speak with you.
Oh, yes, Kolonkov. Our time is coming. My sister Natasha, she is studying to be a manicurist. And my uncle, Grand Duke Sergei, he has been promised to make me a floor walker. And next month, I will be transferred to the 5th Avenue Childs. From there, it's just a step to Straps. Then what's what Prince Alexis has to say?
I think you got him.
You're telling me what?
Oh, Your Highness, did you know the Tsar? Personally, I mean.
Of course, he was my cousin. But terrible what happened to him. But maybe it's for the best, because what job could he have now? And poor relations are poor relations. There are some in every family. My cousin, the King of Sweden, he was very kind to us for about 10 years. Every once in a while, he would send us a money order. And then one day he said, "I'm sorry, I cannot go on. I am not doing so well myself." I cannot blame him.
Yes, that's terrible, Your Highness. Will you excuse me for just a moment?
Say, Your Highness, is it true what they say about Rasputin?
Oh, everyone wants to know about Rasputin. Yes, my dear sir, it is true. And how?
You don't say.
Highness, we must watch the time, yes?
Oh, yes, I must be back on time. The manager does not like me. He is a communist.
Well, let's speed things up then, Essie. Will you go to the kitchen and help Reva with dinner?
I can help. I'm a very good cook.
Oh, but Your Highness, it's your day off.
Oh, I do not mind. Where is your kitchen?
Well, Your Highness, it's through here, but you're the guest of honor.
But I love to cook. Kolonkov, if they have pot, cheese, and sour cream, I will make blitzes.
Linz, come Pavlova, we show you something.
Say, the Duchess is something, isn't she? Yeah. Hey, Duchess, can I help?
My, she's got a nice face for a mask, hasn't she?
Oh, yes. She's a very nice lady considering she's a Grand Duchess.
Yes, it's wonderful what some people go through and still keep kind of gay too.
Yeah. She almost made me forget about everything.
I better call that cab, I suppose.
Oh no, Paul, we've been talking.
Ed, will you bring my bag down, please?
Don't you do it, Ed.
Ed, please.
All right, Ed. Bring the bag down. You know you have the most stubbornest daughter in all 48 states.
That must be the cab.
Well, if it is, it's certainly wonderful service.
Is Tony here, Alice?
Yes. Yes, he is. Please come in, Mr. Kirby.
Good evening.
How do you
Good
do?
evening, Mr. Kirby.
I hope you forgive me for intruding. Tony, your mother wants you to come home with me. She is rather upset.
Very well, Father. Goodbye, Alice.
Goodbye, Tony.
I hardly need to say that this is as hard for Miriam and myself as it is for the rest of you people. But I'm sure that you all understand.
No? Yes, but in a way, no. Now, Mr. Kirby, I am not the type of person to run other people's lives, but the fact of the matter is, I think these young people don't have as much sense as you and I do.
Nana, please don't do
Well,
this.
Alice, I am just talking with Mr. Kirby. Cat can look at a king, can't he?
Alice, would you like me to do that for you?
No thanks, Mother.
You've got quite a while before the train goes, Alice.
Yes, could you please send a cab to 761 Claremont, please? Yes, right away. Thank you.
Alice.
Father.
Are you ready to go, Tony?
Mr. Kirby, I suppose you think after last night that this family's kind of crazy.
No, I wouldn't say that necessarily, although I'm not accustomed to going out for dinner and then spending the night in jail.
Well, now you've got to remember, you came on the wrong night. Now, tonight, I bet you nothing will happen at all. Maybe.
See, it was not merely last night that convinced Miriam and myself that this engagement not be wise.
Father, I can handle my own affairs. Alice, the last time, will you marry me?
No, Tony. I know what your father means, and he's right.
No, he's not, Alice.
Alice, you're in love with this boy. And you're not marrying him because we're the kind of people we are.
Nana.
I know you feel like the families wouldn't get along. And maybe they wouldn't. But who's to say that they're right and we're wrong?
Well, Nana, I never said that. I just feel when it comes down to
So
it.
what I feel is that Tony is far too nice of a boy to wake up in 20 years and have nothing in his life but stocks and bonds.
How's that?
Mixed up and unhappy the way you are.
I am a very happy man, Miss Vanderhoff.
Are you?
I certainly am.
Where do you get your indigestion from? Happiness? No. I think you get it from spending a lot of time doing what you don't want to do.
I don't do anything I don't want to do, Miss
Oh,
Vanderhoff.
yes, you do. Last night you said that after a week on Wall Street, you were pretty near crazy. And why do you keep on doing it?
Why? Why do I keep on? Because that's my business. A man cannot give up on his business.
Why not? You got all the money you need, and you can't take it with you.
I have built that business up since I was a kid. You expect me just to throw it away?
Well, what's it got you? Same kind of mail every morning, same kind of deals, same kind of meetings. Yeah, and same old indigestion. Oh, when does the fun come in, Mr. Kirby? Don't you think there should be something more? There's not a lot of time left for any of us.
That's easy for you to say, Miss Vanderhoff. But suppose I do what you do nothing all day.
Oh, well, I have a lot of fun and plenty of time to do it. Yeah, I talk, I read, I go to the zoo every now and then, I practice my darts, and I even have time to notice when spring rolls around. I don't see anybody I don't want to, and I don't have 6 hours of things I have to do before I get 1 hour to do what I want. And I haven't taken bicarbonate of soda in 35 years. What's the matter with that?
What's the matter with that? It's... Suppose we all do what you do, Miss Vanderhoff. Suppose we all stopped working. Who will be out there doing the work?
Oh, there's always somebody who will work. You can't stop them. Inventions, they fly the oceans, and there'll always be somebody go down to Wall Street, too, because they like it. But, Mr. Kirby, I don't think you're one of them. I think you're missing something.
I'm not aware of missing anything, Miss Vanderhoff.
Well, neither was I until I quit. Oh, I'd get down to that office every morning at 9 o'clock, no matter how I felt. I'd lay awake nights thinking I was going to lose that contract, and I worried about the world, too. I'd get all worked up whether Cleveland or Blaine was going to be elected president. It seemed awfully important at the time, but who cares now? What I'm trying to say, Mr. Kirby, is I have had 35 years that no one can take away from me, no matter what happens. See?
Yes, I do see. I see a very dangerous philosophy. It's un-American, is what it is. This is exactly why Miriam and myself are opposed to this marriage. I don't want my son to come under the influence of all of this.
Well, what exactly is the matter with it, Father?
The matter with it, son, it's downright communism. That's what it is. That's the matter with it.
Well, you didn't always think so.
Yes, I did. What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You didn't always think so, because when you were little, you wanted to be a trapeze artist.
Tony, don't be an idiot.
Oh, it's true. I found those letters you wrote to grandfather. Remember those?
How dare you read those? Those are private letters. How dare you read those letters?
Oh, this is so exciting! Oh, Mr. Kirby, did you wear tights? Let's go.
I most certainly did not. The whole thing is absurd. I was 14 years old at the time.
Oh, yes, but when you were 18, you wanted to be a saxophone player.
Not Tony.
And when you were 21, you ran away from home because grandfather tried to make you go into the business. It's all down there in black and white. You didn't always think so.
Well.
Yes, I may have had silly notions in my youth, but I'm glad my father knocked them out of me, and then I went into the business happily, and I forgot all about them.
Well, not entirely. There's still a saxophone in the back of your clothes closet.
There is.
Tony, we will talk about this when we get home.
Well, I want to talk about it now. I think Miss Vanderhoff is right. Dead right. I'm never going back in that office. I hate it. I've always hated it. And I'll tell you something else. I didn't bring us on the wrong night. I knew it was the wrong night. I brought you here on purpose.
Tony!
Because I wanted you to wake up. I wanted you to see a real family as they really were. A family who loved and understood each other. You never understood me. You never had time. So I'm clearing out.
What do you mean by clearing out?
I mean, I'm not going to the business just because I'm your son. I'm getting out while there's still time.
Tony, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bricklayer, but at least it'll be something I want to do.
Oh, there must be the cab.
Ed, tell him to wait a minute.
Hannah.
Do you mind, Alice? Mr. Kirby, Tony is going through the same thing that you and I went through at his age. And I think if you listen real hard, you can hear yourself saying the same things to your father 25 years ago. We all did it, and we were right. How many of us would be willing to settle when we're young for what we eventually get? All those plans we make, what happens to them? You know, there's only a handful of the lucky ones who can look back and say they even came close. So, Mr. Kirby, before they clean out that closet, I think you ought to get in a few good hours on that saxophone.
Beg pardon, before I make lenses, how many will there be for dinner?
Oh, Your Highness, may I present Mr. Anthony Kirby and Mr. Kirby Jr. This is the Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina.
How do you do? Beg pardon, before I make lenses, how many will there be for dinner?
Oh, I'd make a great big stack of them. You never can tell.
Good. Zizar always told me, Olga, do not be stingy with the lenses.
I'm sorry, who exactly did you say that was?
The Grand Duchess Olga Katrina. She's cooking our dinner. And speaking of dinner, Mr. Kirby, why don't you and Tony stay?
Oh, yes, Mr. Kirby. Why don't you? We have all of this food that we were supposed to have last night. I mean, tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great dinner, and it'll give us a chance to get acquainted.
How about it, Father? You want to stay for dinner?
Well, if you care to, Tony, I'd like to very much.
Huh. Now, Miss Alice, if I can just send you to get this cab away.
Well, what do you say, Alice? Looks like it's going to be a nice crowd. Don't you think you ought to stay for dinner?
I'm staying, Alice. Of course, it does give the families time to get to know each other.
Mr. Kirby. Oh, Tony.
Oh, darling.
Oh, Nanny, you're wonderful.
Honey, I've been telling you that for years.
Here's that letter, Mama. It was in the
icebox.
Icebox. Okay. Well, oh, another government letter.
Well, Miss Sycamore, if you'd like to follow me to my office, I would do a little dictating.
Well, I better go get that cat then.
Well, well, well.
What, Nana?
United States government apologizes. I don't owe them a nickel. Seems I died 8 years ago. Well, remember the milkman, the one we buried under my name? I just told them that I was Martin Vanderhoff Jr., and they're very sorry, and I may even get a refund.
Nana, you old crook.
That's me.
Now, Miss Vanderhoff, do you mind explaining exactly how
The friends we really want to.
Hello there.
How are you, Mr. Kirby? How is your back?
Oh, it's great. Let me show you.
He's relaxing.
Wonderful, Mr. Kirby. Very good.
Oh, Ed, play something.
Everything gonna be ready in a minute. Everyone have a seat.
Yes.
Oh, yes, everybody come to dinner. We have a place for you, Mr. Kirby. Dancing, Nancy. Sit down for dinner.
How was the Adirondacks?
Mr. Kirby, we're gonna have roast goose. You like that? Roast goose?
Well, sir, you know, everything's been going along great. It seems that Alice and Tony are gonna get married, and that we know they'll be very happy together. Of course, the fireworks blew up, but that was Mr. DePenna's fault, not yours. And we all have our health, and as far as anything else is concerned, we're gonna leave that up to you. Thank you.
Oh, Nana, I have received word from my friend in Siberia. He has been in sick and come back to Moscow.
Well, here goes everyone.
Yeah, okay, start thinking about next year's fireworks.